So when Lisa Leslie is on Angel Reese's podcast and gets asked anything you would want me to work on going into year 2, Lisa Leslie has a laundry list she's already written out. Your layups suck. Your layups suck. You can't finish. You can't finish. You can't. Lisa Leslie had a huge list.
Ever wonder what happens when a basketball star's ego starts overshadowing her game? Angel Reese's new podcast, Unapologetically Angel offers a front row seat to that very spectacle, and it's quite the ride.
I don't know what the scouts were looking at. I really don't. But following the 7, God has a plan, and it is what it is, and you ended up Chicago, but I'm just telling you.
Going into season...
You were ready.
Thank you. Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for...
From WNBA legends roasting her layups to disappointing viewership numbers, Angel Reese's attempt to stay relevant is backfiring in the most cringeworthy way possible. And you won't believe what her own mentor, Lisa Leslie, had to say about her game. Here's the wildest part. Angel Reese just can't seem to escape Caitlin Clark's shadow, even on her own turf. She launched Unapologetically Angel to give fans a peek into her life beyond the court, but instead, it's turned into an unexpected comedy of errors. Every single episode, no matter who she's interviewing or what the topic is, somehow circles right back to one name, Caitlin Clark.
Reese on the Unapologetically Clout-Chasing Caitlin Clark podcast. I think that's what it's called. Unapologetic Clout-Chasing of Caitlin Clark podcast, hosted by Angel.
It's as if Caitlin Clark has become the invisible guest star that Reese just can't escape. But here's the real question. Are the guests bringing her up? Or is Reese subconsciously steering the conversation toward Clark Island? We've got to wonder what's really going on in Reese's head. Is this an intense rivalry? A hint of secret admiration? Or is Clark simply that much of a dominant force in women's basketball right now? Let's break it down. Episode after episode, a clear pattern is emerging. 1 minute, Reese is talking about her favorite pregame rituals, and the next, bam, someone's raving about Clark's latest record-breaking performance. It's almost comical how predictable it's gotten. Fans on social media are having a blast with it, even suggesting the podcast should be rebranded as the Caitlin Clark Show *, hosted by Angel Reese.
Because of women's basketball, whenever you think of Angel Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You've said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. This is your platform, so how do you feel about that situation?
I think just being able to be in that moment of it happening, you never realize how something can really change your life. And knowing my 5 fingers and my other finger pointing at my hand could literally have changed my life for like forever.
But here's where it gets interesting. This Clark-centric content might actually be doing Reese a favor. Think about it. Every time Clark's name comes up, it's drawing more attention to Reese's podcast. Basketball analysts are noticing too, pointing out how Reese's attempts to highlight her own journey often get overshadowed by discussions of Clark's achievements. Why do people love Caitlin Clark so much? Beyond her skills, she can shoot threes like we've never seen before, kind of like Steph Curry. It's the same reason people love him. But here's the real question. What is this doing to Reese's image and the goals she had for her podcast? Did she set out to create a platform where she'd constantly be compared to Clark? Or is this just an unintended twist in the Angel Reese story? It's a fine line between staying relevant and becoming obsessed. And right now, it's hard to tell which side Reese is on. Ready for this? Angel Reese's so-called mentor, Lisa Leslie, just dropped some truth bombs on her during an episode of Unapologetically Angel and let's just say, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Reese probably expected some light-hearted advice and maybe a few gems of wisdom, but what she got was more like a public roasting session. Leslie, being the no-nonsense WNBA legend she is, didn't sugarcoat anything. She looked Reese dead in the eye and hit her with this. The biggest advice I have for you is how you shoot your layups. Period. Ouch. Imagine sitting there, trying to host your own show, while your basketball idol basically tells you your fundamental skills need some serious work. But wait, it gets better or worse, depending on how you look at it. Leslie wasn't done. She went full statistician, pointing out that Reese shoots a rough 39% from the field. And it gets worse. She shot under 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is already bad enough. Even worse, her shooting from 5 to 9 feet is a staggering 13%. Leslie wasn't just critiquing her form, she brought out the cold, hard numbers to back it up. Talk about an eye-opening moment. Angel Reese shot just 39.1% from the field during her rookie season. For those who aren't basketball junkies, that's not great, especially when you consider that Reese was shooting below 50% on shots less than 5 feet from the basket. Yeah, that's like missing half your shots right at the rim, the easiest place to score from. With the WNBA now leveling up and all eyes on her, it's clear Reese knows she needs to overhaul her game. Her form needs serious work if she wants to be efficient in the post, because a layup should be a given from that position. She needs to improve her touch around the rim. She's been throwing up these desperate shots lately, and it's showing. Now, picture this. Reese is probably sweating bullets, trying to stay composed as Leslie continues laying down these harsh truths. It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck. You just can't look away. The tension in that studio must have been thick enough to cut with a knife. And remember, this is the same Angel Reese who faced stat padding allegations all season long, even leading to her coach getting fired. Things got so bad that even Kennedy Carter threw some shade at her on her way out of Chicago. Carter's Instagram was on fire that night, and this tweet, it pretty much set everything off. Kennedy Carter tweeted, "I think the ability to consistently make layups just puts anyone in a different tier. It's so important to score easily." Now, a lot of people were quick to connect this tweet to Angel Reese. And here's the thing about pro athletes, they love spilling the tea on social media. When it comes to the Chicago Sky, Carter definitely turned up the heat to a boiling point. You know those vague tweets that leave you thinking, what's the real story here? Well, Carter dropped one that had everyone piecing things together faster than you can say layup. Carter's tweet about making layups hit hard because Reese had been struggling with her layup game all season, posting a horrendous 42.4% success rate, the worst in the WNBA. Out of 321 attempts, Reese only managed to sink 136. Ouch. That's not just bad. That's maybe you should try underhanded bad. And guess what? Carter's not holding back. She's been sneaking in digs at Reese every chance she gets. And since Carter's been cut, it's only become more obvious. A fan tried to defend Reese, knowing she's a free agent, but Carter shot back with a tweet. Translation, you nailed it. Subtle as a sledgehammer, right? This public critique isn't just about Reese's layups or shooting percentages. It speaks to deeper concerns about her playing style and approach to the game. When someone like Lisa Leslie takes the time to break down your weaknesses in such detail, it's clear that these aren't just rookie jitters or minor flaws. And here's a thought. Has nobody been telling Angel Reese about these issues? When she meets other legends or players in the WNBA, instead of saying, "Hey, Angel, let me talk to you real quick," they just let her keep doing her thing. Now, you've got to wonder, what does this do to Reese's relationship with Leslie? Is this the end of their mentorship, or could it be the wake-up call Reese desperately needs? When a legend like Lisa Leslie tells you to fix something, you'd better listen.